Welcome to Learn English with Global Link Language.
Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to Learn English with Global Link Language. I hope you're doing fantastic today because, as you can guess, we're about to delve into a question we've all encountered. How are you? Yes, that seemingly simple, everyday question that often leaves us pondering the perfect response. I'm sure one of the very first things you learned to say in English was, "How are you?" Right? People will probably ask you this question a lot. Whether you're in a formal business meeting, catching up with a friend, or meeting someone for the first time, your response to this simple question sets the tone for the conversation. It can determine whether you create an atmosphere of warmth, respect, or camaraderie. So, let's get started. How are you? Most of the time, we use this question as a polite way to say hello. And you don't need to say anything about how you are really feeling. The way you should answer the question, "How are you?" depends on the person who is asking, how well you know them, and what context you talk. As we mentioned in the video, confident greetings in English, formal and informal ways to say hello. Each context has a different conversation language. We will also learn how to answer the question, "How are you in formal and informal situation?" If you are in a business situation, you might be saying hello to your boss or colleague or meeting someone for the first time. You need to answer briefly, but in a positive way. How are you? I am doing well, thank you. Very well, thank you. And yourself? Great. I'm doing really well, thank you. I am doing great, thanks for asking. I'm fine, thanks. How are you? I'm good, thanks. And you? I am doing all right, how are you? Or fantastic are all good ways to answer. Don't forget to smile brightly to show you're full of energy at work, or at least smile brightly to show positivity. Everyone will see that you are enthusiastic and ready to work. You might be shaking hands too. You need to notice here, the answer is short and positive. Even if you have had a terrible day, you are sad and you feel unhappy. How are you? Is a cultural greeting, so a smile is a perfect way to welcome the question in a positive and polite manner. If you are talking to acquaintances or strangers, your answer will be more formal than when speaking to family or friends. Acquaintances are people you may have met a few times, but don't know very well. For example, this could be someone you went to high school with, or a friend of your neighbor, someone you talked to in a conference. Strangers are the people you have never met before, like the receptionist at an office, or the cashier at a fashion shop. If you are talking to a waiter, a cashier at the checkout, or if you're being introduced to a person in a casual situation, in both cases, it is essential to stay polite when you greet them. Therefore, the answer should be short. Say one or two positive words, thank them for asking, and ask them the same question. Any of these answers will work almost all of the time. Great, thank you. How are you? I'm good, thanks. And you? And yourself? I'm fine, thanks. How about you? Good, thanks. And you? Or how about you? Not bad. How are you? I'm doing well. And you? I want to talk a little bit more about some positive words. Great. Great is an enthusiastic response and a perfect introduction to a conversation if you wish to start one. Good. Good is the most common answer to the question, "How are you?" It is polite and cheerful. Fine. When you answer with the word fine, be sure to use a positive tone and smile. Fine could mean that you are not all right if you say it too slowly or with a frown. All right. All right is generally more positive than fine, but still neutral enough to use in a more formal situation. Here again, watch your intonation. Not bad. Answering, not bad, is neutral or positive. It means that you are okay. Other alternatives include not too bad or so-so. So some things you need to notice here. How are you is just a way of greeting someone in a polite way, and don't say anything personal. It is best to use a high-pitched tone and answer quickly to give a positive answer. Some answers to the question can have a negative meaning when expressed in a lower voice or said with a sigh. So, to stay polite and formal, use a cheerful voice. Give a smile to welcome the question in a positive and polite way. Or answer, how are you to friends, when hanging out with friends or family members in casual situations. When you greet friends, siblings, or parents, you can answer the question, how are you, more honestly. Your friends will probably ask you the very same question, but it might sound a little different. You might hear, how have you been? How are you doing? What's up? How's it going? What's new? You all right? Here's the nice thing. When you are with friends and family, you can tell the truth. If you are talking to people who care about you, you can tell them how you feel, what's happening to you now. You can accurately express your current feelings. You can tell them that you've had a bad day or that you feel tired. If you are talking to a friend, you can offer more information if they ask. And if they are your friend, they probably will. One thing you still shouldn't do is answer with a complete description of some medical problems you are having. You can see the question is the same. How are you? Works for both formal and informal conversations. The answer is more personal, but still doesn't give much information. If your friend wants more information, they will ask you. There are numerous ways to answer the question, how are you? We can divide them into 3 groups of responses. Number 1 is when you are in happy mood, everything is good. Positive. Number 2 is when you are in normal mood, everything is average. Medium. Number 3 is when you are in a sad mood, you are stressed, feel tired, maybe you feel sick. Negative. I'm fantastic, or I'm on top of the world. This response indicates that the person is feeling exceptionally great, enthusiastic, and very positive. Use this when you're in a highly cheerful and exuberant mood and you want to express your happiness. Normally, your friend will ask again, what's making you feel so fantastic? Or what's making you feel so great? And you can continue your story. We have practice conversations by topics linked below. I'm great. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm well. I'm fine. So well typically refers to your physical health, whether you're sick or not, but it can just refer to how you're doing in general, emotionally, in addition to physically, maybe even spiritually. You can add pretty. So we'd say, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty well. I'm pretty okay. Pretty in this case means fairly, like middle good. I'm fairly good. I'm fairly well. In these cases, you use a cheerful voice. If you want to emphasize how good you are, you can say really, I'm really good, really well. I'm fine. So fine means it's not great, but it's not bad. It's above the middle a little bit. You see, the answer, I'm fine, thank you. And you? You can say it in a casual way. It still sounds natural, but it is not really the most common way to answer the question. You can also say, I'm all right, you, all good, you, mean like everything is good or fine. It depends on your tone of voice. These kind of answer will be more positive. These responses are very common. To describe how things are going well, you can say, I'm doing great. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. These are informal and common ways to express that one's overall state is positive. Can't complain. Can't complain means like, I can't complain. I don't have anything to complain about. Everything around me is fine. I'm satisfied with what I have. Maybe I'm happy and have nothing to complain about. How are you? I've never been better. Use this when you are feeling happy and things are going very well in your life. Maybe you have received some amazing news recently. So, this one, you don't even have to say, I have. You can just say, never been better. Hey there, how are you today? I've never been better. Life is just amazing right now. How about you? That's great to hear. I'm doing really well too, thank you. Anything exciting happening in your life? Oh, absolutely. I recently started a new job that I'm loving, and I've got a fun trip planned for next week. Things couldn't be better. Not bad. This is the most common response that I heard, not bad. You? So it just means, yeah, okay. I'm so-so or so-so. This is a casual way of saying that you're feeling neither great nor terrible. Not good, not bad, just somewhere in the middle. Same old, or just the same old, or, oh, just the usually. Both means nothing is new. I'm doing how I usually am doing. And that, again, it depends on the person. If you know the person well, if they say same old, you know what that means. And usually a person who says same old, they're pretty much in the middle, usually. Still alive, still here. It means that the person is acknowledging the greeting and asking about their well-being, but responding with a touch of humor or a positive outlook. The phrase essentially conveys that the person is doing well and is appreciative of being alive and present. It's a way of emphasizing a positive and grateful attitude, even when life might have its ups and downs. Surviving, I guess. Maybe they're just doing what they can to survive. And speaking of surviving, how are you? Surviving, right? Just living. Life is continuing, and I am here, but I'm surviving. Indicates that the person is going through a challenging or difficult period in their life. I could be worse. It could be worse, or you just say you could be worse. They are typically expressing a sense of perspective and acknowledging that while things may not be ideal, they are grateful that the situation is not as bad as it could be. This response can carry various meanings depending on the context and tone. In a positive context, it can mean that the person is trying to maintain a hopeful and optimistic attitude. Everything is normal. Everything is fine. I'm doing okay. These responses accompanied suggests that the person is in an average or satisfactory condition. I'm hanging in there. This response suggests that the person is facing challenges or difficulties but is managing to cope with them. It's often used to acknowledge difficulties without going into specific details. It's a polite way to say that you're facing some challenges but still managing. I'm holding steady. This indicates that the person is maintaining a stable or consistent status, neither improving nor worsening. Use this response when you want to convey that your situation is stable or consistent, without significant changes. I'm in the middle of things. This suggests that the person is neither at the peak of success nor at the lowest point, but somewhere in between. It's used when you're in a situation where you're making progress, but you haven't reached a significant milestone yet. Now, let's see how to transition from a normal mood, where everything's just going as usual, to a situation where things aren't going well. There are moments when life throws us a curveball, difficulties and things don't go as planned. That's when our mood can take a dip. In those times, it's essential to express your feelings honestly, even when they're not so positive. Let's explore how to do that. I could be better or could be better. So if you're not great, you can say, I could be better. This answer suggests that the person is not doing very well at the moment. They may be experiencing challenges or difficulties that are affecting their mood or well-being. It implies that they are open to discussing their concerns or issues if the person asking is interested in hearing more. It's a way of expressing that they are not in the best state, but they might not want to delve into the details unless further inquired. If someone says, I could be better, or could be better, they want to talk, so use your empathy. So you can ask them, hey, tell me more? Do you want to talk about it? Hey, you look a little down. How are you doing? Oh, what's wrong? Something like that. I'm exhausted. If you're really tired, I'm exhausted. You have had a long day of work, school, social activities. Maybe you're on vacation. After a day of traveling from locations to another, you're almost exhausted. I'm stressed. So again, many things in our lives give our stress. Not any things. Many things bring stress to our lives. So if you're stressed, you can say, I'm stressed. I'm overwhelmed, or I'm a bit overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, there are a lot of things happening in your life. So if you feel overwhelmed, there are too many things happening in your life that are covering you. There is too much stuff in your life. Or you can say, I'm struggling a bit. I'm under the weather, or I'm a little under the weather. It means that the person is not feeling well physically or emotionally. In the case of physical health, it could indicate that the person might have a minor illness, like a cold or a headache. Emotionally, it can imply feeling down or not in the best spirits. While it's not a detailed or negative response, it does communicate that the individual is not at their best. and may appreciate some understanding or support. In need of some peace and quiet, it typically means that they are feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or in a state of mental or emotional exhaustion. They are expressing a desire for a break or some time to relax and find solace away from the hustle and bustle of their daily life or any sources of stress. I'm struggling a bit. Things have been rough lately. It's been a tough day week. It indicates that they have been going through a challenging or difficult period in their life. This response suggests that they are experiencing various struggles, such as personal, emotional, or external challenges, and it's affecting their overall well-being. The above are common answers that show things are not going well. Again, if you receive this response, it's a good opportunity to express empathy and attention. Your response should convey understanding and a willingness to be there for them in their time of need. If you receive this response, you can say something like, "I'm here for you if you ever want to talk. I'm sorry to hear that. What's been going on? Oh no, what's bothering you? Is there anything in particular that's on your mind? Do you want to talk about it? What's been going on that's got you feeling this way? Can you tell me more about it? If you want to share, I'm here to listen. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help." Hey guy, is there any way to answer, "How are you?" We hope you found our lesson today is helpful and enjoyable. Thank you for joining us in this video today. Now, what if you hear a different question? For example, many native English speakers will ask you, "How have you been?" instead of "How are you?" So, how do you answer that question? Let's find out together through the link below. Language learning is an exciting journey. Together, we will conquer it the same way you mastered your mother tongue. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. By subscribing, you'll stay updated with our latest lessons and tips. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.